As a small business, you have limited amount of marketing dollars, right? So why would you not work the leads that you already spent money on? This was a dilemma I was in, right? Because I got a whole bunch of leads, ran Facebook ads for like 3 months in a row. I had to turn them off because I was getting too many leads to work with, and settle all those other things in my business to kind of get things moving smoothly again, where now I can put myself in the place to just market. I'm just going to be marketing, selling every single day. That's how I'm going to be spending the majority of my time for this next period of growth. And I was like, okay, I guess I'll make some more ads, run some more ads. But I'm looking through my deal pipelines on my CRM. I have like 300 leads from the last campaign that I can still contact and work that haven't become customers yet. And I did a little input-output equation type of math with our conversion rate being around 11% from leads to customers. And I would honestly say that's a low estimate because over time, like I'm just selling customers that I generated I generated their leads back in September, and I'm just getting the sales for them now. I'm just finally, which is kind of the point of this video, the money is made in the follow-up, right? So I was considering like running more ads. I'm like, okay, like I understand what my cost to acquire a customer is. I know how to make pretty good ads. I could just, spend this amount of money and get this amount of customers. I'm like, okay, and this kind of plays into the idea that, like, I'm not really in a rush to grow. Like, sure, I would really like to grow, and the goal this year is to get to $100,000 a month in top-line revenue, which I think is very doable. It sounds fucking ludicrous, right? But when you look at, like, all you have to do to get there is just more of what I'm already doing. Like, I just have to, like, our content's doing really well lately, getting a lot of shares, getting a lot of new followers. So now we have an audience, and now I'm kind of optimizing how we're going to monetize that audience. I'm doing a whole bunch of crazy shit because I kind of have more time back now to work on the business and just kind of strategize, which is my favorite part of business. Side tangent, right? So I'm looking through, I'm like, we have like 300 leads. And I'm like, okay, so I could run this ad campaign and I have a clear idea of like what amount of customers I would get from that. But I already spent all this money. So why don't I work with the leads I already have, give it another shot? Because some of these people I haven't even contacted them much at all. Some of them I've freaking harassed to the point where they probably don't want to hear from me anymore. But I'm working backwards in the pipeline, right? So I'm starting with people who I've never gotten in contact with. I call like 10 people today. I think 6 or 7 pick up. And these are people that, like, I've tried to get in touch with, probably multiple emails, multiple text messages, 5, 6, maybe even calls. And this was like 3 or 4 months ago when I generated the contact info. I call them now, and I'm getting answers, and I'm having amazing conversations with them. And while none of them turn into sales, the whole point of being a good salesperson is to get the person to make a decision, not necessarily get them to buy. And the way I think about selling, I may not be the best salesman, I may not be the best, like, whatever, I might not have the best tactics, but I'm going to follow up with people until they answer. And today kind of just proved that, where it's like work your old leads, for God's sake. I don't understand. I think there are so many small business owners that will like do this. They'll like generate a whole bunch of leads and they'll like text them once, maybe call them once if they're lucky. I just don't think anyone's working leads. Like, I fill out forms kind of frequently, partially because I want to see like what people are going to contact me with. Half the time I don't even get contacted. Like, get a single email and I'm like, are we for real? But I'm kind of really dialing in this sales process where I have the CRM all ready to go, uploaded, updated, stuff like that, and I'm adding notes every time I contact people, and I'm just doing things differently now. This way it's more organized, because after that like growth period of when I was running the Facebook ads, my CRM just blew up and it was like hell. It was looking absolutely crazy. Like, things were all over the place, unorganized, and what I'm gonna do to prevent that moving forward, because like that gets to a point where it's overwhelming, where it's like you can't even, like, how am I even going to work the leads? Like, I might have called this person already and they might have told me to fuck off, so am I going to call them again? It's like, I was getting so many leads, I didn't know what to do with them, so that made keeping the CRM organized very hard. I'm like, I don't know when the last time I contacted this person was, etc. So in this next phase of working leads and growing, I'm implementing some different things where I'm going to put a note Like, I'm taking notes of what they're saying on the call. I'm putting notes of the last time I contacted them, what the method was. Yeah, pretty much I have a lot of leads to work through. I'm keeping a more documented process of how I'm working through them. And I'm going to hopefully generate some more customers from people I've already paid for, eyeballs I've already paid for. And like my whole thing is like I'm big on the long game. I'm not in a rush to grow. If I was in a rush to grow, I'd run more ads and start working those fresh leads. But it's like, let's see what I can kind of clean up from the money I already spent. Like I'm sure there are people in here who just forgot about us completely, or like I don't know. And my whole sales philosophy is like just same as if you watch the lessons video. It's like do right by other people. It's like if someone says this isn't something, I'm not gonna arm wrestle you and be like, no, you need this now. Because honestly, like our service is not something I can be like, you fucking need this. You need to buy this. It's gonna change it. Like we have a really good service. I'm really proud of what we offer. But it's for more specific people who kind of already know, like, oh, like this is something I'm interested in. This is something I need to buy. And if a person knows that, but they don't feel that way, it's like I'm not gonna, because I want people to have a good perception of the brand. Because I know if I call someone and they're like, oh, I don't really think I need that anymore. Like for my kid's only like 6 years old, blah, blah, blah. We don't need a professionally videographer. For those of you that don't know, 7 minutes in the video. I own a hockey media business. So we do like photography, videography, stuff like that for hockey players, higher quality than what's pretty much offered on the market. Someone's like, oh, I don't need that. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. Like, give us a holler when you do that. And I'm going to follow up with that person next season or the season after that, whatever. But think of how different that call experience is versus someone's like, well, are you sure you don't need it? What makes you say you don't need it? Yeah, but you do have a kid that plays hockey, right? Yeah, so how about we just try it out? Yeah, it's going to be blah, blah. Like, that's going to leave a bad impact on the brand versus just kindly being like, okay, like, that's fine. Like, have a good one. Like, if you do need anything from us in the meantime, contact. I'll be reaching out to you next year. Like, I give people, like, the heads up. It's like, I'm going to contact you again, but it's just not going to be for a while. So, and if you do that, like, I just feel like that's a better perception of the brand. Because, like, what if they have a cousin who's, like, looking for hockey media services and they reach out and they're like, oh, yeah, like, that person was really nice to me, very respectful and stuff like that. I think that's a better way to sell. And like I said, I'm not in a rush to sell. And I get enough inbound leads anyway that I don't need to, like, hard close people that I generate from the ads. It's just kind of, it's the idea of, like, tomorrow marketing. It's like, okay, when I contact this person, they're going into my funnel. So now they're more aware. So they're like, oh, like, I just talked to this person on their phone. Let me look at their website. Let me look at their social medias. Let me look at all that stuff. And when they do need someone from hockey media, we're going to be the first, like, they're not going to be searching for it. They're going to know to contact us. So that's kind of my whole marketing strategy, my long-term, like, funnel and plan. But that's why I follow up with people, too, because, like, maybe someone didn't need something back then, but they need something now. So this video didn't really have a point. It was kind of just a rant about, like, what I'm doing differently, how I'm kind of getting into another phase of heavy marketing, heavy growth, hopefully, but utilizing the dollars I already spent. If you have leads, work the leads. I feel like so many people don't work the leads. And if you look at all the best salespeople, they all talk about, like, the best salespeople follow up the most. So be the guy that follows up the most. And I think, like, I was astonished. Like, when some of these people answer the phone, I'm like, brother, I call you 8 times. No answer. But now, like, I think that might be a strategy. Like, give people a while. And then they get the call. It's like, because at first they're probably expecting it. They're like, oh, this person's going to call me today. They're going to call me tomorrow. They're going to call me the next day. And then after a while, they'll stop calling me. And I'm like, yeah, I'll stop calling you after a while. So I just leave them. And here we go, January 7th. Ring, ring. Tim? Yeah, Tim. What's going on? This is probably 3 or 4 months ago, but I saw you. It's like, whoa. And people answer. I don't know. Whatever. So that's it for today. Follow up with your leads. And I don't know, maybe you took something away from the other things I was talking about of how I'm going to change my sales, not change my sales process, but like keep everything more dialed. Because when I have salespeople, when I get to the point where I'm like paying sales reps and managing a team, it's like, if you're not putting notes in the CRM, how the fuck am I supposed to know what you talk to this person? Like, obviously record all your calls and all that stuff, but like, I don't know, whatever. So, big picture, heading into a period of heavy marketing, looking to grow, because now I have more time to actually do that. I'm not caught up in the day-to-day weeds, which, like, I still am, but I just have more time. So that's where my efforts can be going. I kind of have everything to the point where I can do another big marketing push and hopefully get supply constrained at $30,000 a month versus 10. Because now I think I have better infrastructure to do that. But we'll see. Market. Here we go. It's time to market. That's how I'm ending the video. Market. Follow up with your leads. You already spent money on them. And sorry, this video is going on forever. Nobody's watching at this point. Nobody's watching now because this is a terrible video. But your cost to acquire a customer is going to go down too. It's like you already paid for these people. So you're effectively just lowering your CAC as you continue to follow up with them. And then you have your current customers who are buying over again. It's like you're just widening the gap between the cost to acquire a customer and lifetime gross profit, which I think my business is set up very well to do. So that's it now, finally, this time.